Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are great. So, I came across a video where an Asian man was talking about how, Koreans or Asians do not have any history of oppression, right? And also, he said that also in their, they also do not have any history of slavery. And I think he was having podcasts, and there was also a black man straight up. They pulled the handbook for him immediately, and he was guessing. The reality is that probably he might have told people this, that it is like, those people that say it is not in our culture to be loud. So for him, it is not in their own culture to be oppressors, and also it is not in their like they do not have any culture of having slaves and all that. And I am going to say this seniority is really very important because some people really do not understand their own history. Because if he understood his own history, he definitely will understand that what they did as people. And also, I am going to say this that it's really high time Black people come together. And when I say come together, truly come together and um, unite and work things out because I think this is really a very great period to work things out. Black men, black women, everybody come together. And when I say come together, do not expect everybody to come together because there will always be cons, but a majority carries the vote. Let's get into this.
Some societies, like Koreans, they might have a God complex, but they don't have a history of oppressing another group of people.
Each other, right?
Are you out of your mind?
What the
What do you mean?
You don't think Asians had they didn't oppress?
Koreans didn't have slaves. We didn't fly.
Did Koreans have slaves?
Korea had the longest unbroken chain of slavery of any society in history. Holy shit!
When the debate for critical race theory came up, a lot of people were upset about people not knowing Black people's history. I deal with a lot of Black people talking to me about how important it is for us to know our history. And it is, don't get me wrong, it is. But it's even more detrimental to society when oppressors and imperialists and capitalists, exploiters, extortionists, when these people forget their history. That's even more detrimental to a civil society than when the oppressed, when the enslaved don't know. And that is what the agenda of this erasure has been about. It's been about removing the morality, the civility in what is considered the dominant culture by erasing their history. Because, go with me, if these people forget what they have done and how that worked out for them, how the whole entire rest of the free world had to come in and police them, devastate their economy. There was a lot of Nazis, fascists, they had to flee into our country, into the United States for safety. A lot of them still live amongst us in America. Former Nazis probably had a hand in this Project 2025 and what's going on right now. A part of our space program. Eugenics. Anyway, my point in what I'm saying is, what's even more harmful for us when it comes to forgetting our history is when the oppressor does. And this is the reason why we cannot give up on making sure that our education system includes history, being told correctly, critical race theory. These things are more important than they want people to believe by relegating it to being a Black thing.
Black people today are entirely too focused on empathizing, communicating, gaining validation, participating, and contributing to any European-owned systems, You are entirely too obsessed with these things to ever be free. This is your issue. This is where all of you are spinning around in circles like a damn tornado. You are stuck and will forever be stuck because you can't seem to separate yourself from your enemy. You can't seem to fathom, you can't seem to even acknowledge the fact that in order for you to gain freedom, you're going to have to start prioritizing the well-being and welfare of this community over the prosperity of the person you all complain about. If you're not going to do that, if that is not an option for you, if that is not a priority for you, you're not pro-black, you are not an individual that's for the community, you're not even black, you're more European than anything else. There are so many of you on these social media apps in live streams, posting videos, trying to empathize and gain empathy and sympathy and communicate and understand the European. You've been doing this for hundreds on hundreds on hundreds on hundreds of years. It has done nothing but put you further and further down the rabbit hole of enslavement. You wonder why we make no progress. You wonder why things don't change. Well, let me tell you why exactly things don't change. Right now, there are 1,000 different live streams going on where black women are attacking black men, and there are another 1,000 where black men are attacking black women. Right now, there are live streams where black men are talking about why single mothers should be quiet, and there are live streams where single mothers are saying why black men are irrelevant. This is why you are all still slaves. You cannot be on both sides of the fence. You cannot be pro-black while simultaneously promoting European agendas, talking about black men aren't needed, talking about black women aren't needed. We both are needed to move forward. This is why we can't move forward, because you're too obsessed with attacking each other when you should be looking in the mirror and addressing your trauma and addressing all the things that put you emotionally and mentally in the shackles that you're in today. And when you're all not doing these things, guess what? You are on your knees begging and pleading to supremacists and Europeans for more validation, for more empathy, for more respect. You are begging the person that is proud of your economic status, your mental status, your emotional status in this country. You're begging for the validation and empathy from people that are proud of exactly where you are at. And even when this isn't even the case, you run down to the polls, throw your vote away for free, disrespecting all of our ancestors. You haven't put nothing in writing. You haven't even gotten any exact numbers together for how the reparations will be distributed and how much each individual is supposed to get. You even still beg and plead for these reparations and allow them to dangle them in front of your eyes every 4 years as a way to get you down there to vote. You have all made yourselves a joke. You have all made yourselves a plaything, a toy that the European comes in to use whenever and however they choose to do so. So after all this that's been said, if you are still confused, looking for a solution, the same solution that has been said over and over and over again that you all seem to can't come to terms with, be kinder and more respectful to each other. We need each other. Whether if you're a black American in America, whether if you're a black woman in America, whether if you're a black man in America, whether if you are either or in Africa, whether if you're a black person anywhere worldwide, we need each other as a nation to move forward. If you can't bring yourself to even be kind to each other, if you can't bring yourself to stop being disparaging and disrespectful to black women and black men, you're not pro-black, you're European. You're not black, you're white. Stop begging for white allyship. Stop being out here on these live streams begging for white allies. There are no white allies. There are no good police. There ain't none of that. If you didn't learn nothing over the past few weeks or month or so, they've just showed you you are not a value. You are not a priority, nor are you even a consideration in their mind. So when will you become a consideration, a priority, a value in your own mind? When will you, black women, when will you, black men, become a priority, a value, a consideration in your own mind? Because only then will you be able to make any progress in this community and begin to move forward. You cannot create black women only groups. You cannot create black men only groups. You cannot create black African American only groups. You cannot create African only groups. You cannot do nothing without unity in this community. And because you all obsess over keeping this community divided, you are all convicted and sentenced to a lifelong term, a lifelong curse of being at the bottom of the totem pole. Easiest thing for African Americans to do in America today is to conform or integrate further into America. The hardest thing you can possibly do is be pro-black. There's an entire market for sellouts. There's an entire market for the Uncle Ruckuses of Black America. But there is absolutely no economy, no market for pro-black people. And we seem to struggle with creating one. See, we will talk all day, every day about what's owed in reparations by people that will never give us the reparations. But we will not spend even a waking moment. We will not spend even a minute talking about how we can put our money together to do it ourselves, which is the same thing our ancestors already did. So the part that I don't understand in all of this is if our ancestors had a fraction of what we have today and was able to build communities and businesses and organizations and do everything on their own without the racists, why is it that we can't do the same today without trying to include the racists? Why is it that you all can't seem to come to terms or understand that you're never going to get those reparations? Why is it that you can't seem to understand that the people that keep laughing at you are never going to give you what you are owed? Why is it that you can't seem to understand that in order for you to have actual freedom, you will have to do it on your own? You're already on your own. Y'all keep creating these trends, talking about we all we got, but you only halfway believe that because y'all say that, but then you go right back to begging and demanding these reparations that they're never going to give you. They just recently gave Ukraine more money. There goes your reparations. Every time they gave Israel more money, there goes your reparations. Why is it that that is not the topic of the discussion? You are obsessed with a fallacy. You are obsessed with a fictional hope story instead of actually focusing on what we can do for each other. Do you understand? The only thing that's holding us back from uniting is black people. The only thing that's stopping black men from uniting with black women is black men. The only thing that's stopping black women from uniting with black men is black women. The only thing that's stopping the kids in the streets from unaliving each other is those kids in the streets. We have a duty and responsibility to each other. That supremacist has been over showing and over expressing to you that they are never going to help you. At what point do you all get the message? Why is it that you continue to debate with racists about their racism? Why is it that you continue to try to sit at the table and negotiate the conditions of your enslavement with people that are just happy with profiting off any level of your enslavement?
So this is all I got from this video, and shout out to brother Moses Kane. You are awesome, right? And where should I even start? Am I starting from the Chinese man that said that Asians never had the history of oppression? Sorry, yeah, oppression, yeah, to oppress, right? I don't know, my brain is just going nowhere. Yeah, so I really don't know what to tell him, but I hope some people are able to read and understand some certain things. Even like it's really amazing how as an Asian person doesn't know about his own history and how they were able to oppress some people, because to him they do not have any they did not oppress anybody or something. That was not they did not oppress anybody. And I mean, there was no slavery, because it is not in their history and it's not something they stand for, because he absolutely said that like boldly, right? Shout out today. I think I saw a black man that actually asked him, well, did you really say that? I think these are also part of the reason why you see some certain things they do, and they do it like, I mean, we never did anything to you. I mean, we've all been clean towards you people and all that. So for that reason, maybe I can just do this one last time, or and Really? Like, where is he? Does he live on the bubble? You know? Because I am not saying that, I mean, there is no perfect race. Like, we are also not perfect, right? But there are some people that you expect them to, like, to work hand in hand with some other groups, like, the way we all have minority groups and all that. I expected, like, or I am expecting them to, like, work hand in hand with one another, like, to make sure that, because it looks like majority of them do not understand that it is not them against us or us against them. It is them against, should be them against white supremacists. But all of them already bought into that, proximity to whiteness, and you see them even act really so wide, trying to tell you that, I mean, we also have our own standard and we are not on the same level, because there are some of them, when you look at them, you can actually feel it. Because I remember one of them actually coming out sometime to say that, why is it that, I mean, Black people always make them feel like they do, I mean, like it's all about them. Like, when did Black people say it's all about us, right? That they can't do some certain things, they can't say some certain things because Black people already made it that way. That she feels like she is this. So some certain things they do will also make you understand that they already bought into that, and that is it. Except for the ones that know, like, that are smart. But yeah, you also really read and get to know how your own history, like what you people also did to other people and all that, because majority of all these are documented, right? Then let's get into what Moses Kane said. He really said it good. Like, I love him. I love his. I just really hope that algorithm, because one thing with social media is that you see people with great content. You don't ever see them with views, and then the people that got nothing to say, that are being ready to cease, they are blowing up. I really hope that algorithm smiles on him, because he really got great content on his platform. And I would, like I have said this several times, there is nothing that I preach more than Black love, healthy love. I keep saying it. I'll keep emphasizing on healthy love, right? Loving one another, uplifting one another, and coming together, because this is a time we need it more. And I do not also want anybody to say that Black men and Black women are not in unity. Who says that? Did you not see the last election? Did he not show you? Did he not tell you something? He really did tell me a lot. That all we need to do is mobilization, mobilize ourselves and hit it off. And I really hope that we learn to love one another, correct one another. And when I say correct one another in a way that not in a violent way, but in a good way, right? For those that are willing, because, each time we talk about unity, it looks like once you say that we want Black unity, everybody will come out. Sincerely speaking, everybody will not come out. It is not going to be everybody. But one thing I love is that some people are absolutely going to be super willing to be part of change, part of making things happen for Black people. And like he said, like, the reparation he talked about, sincerely speaking, Black people deserve reparations. And I really do hope that it happens. It might not happen today, but eventually it is going to happen, right? And I feel also sometimes we can work. We can work towards anything we want, especially that reparations. Because tell me that every other person is getting reparation. The ones that the Holocaust did not also happen in their land got reparations. Money has been given to Ukraine, Israel, and all that every damn time. Sorry, I am swearing. But what happened to Black reparations? And they also had the next incoming president-elect already said that he is also going to pay reparations to his own people. So what is keeping Black reparations? See you all in my next video. Bye for now.